Hello. In my last mayor's report, I shared with you some of my concerns about a series of charter amendments proposed in a petition now circulating in Shaker Heights. One of the justifications for the proposed charter amendments is a claim of racial bias in Shaker policing. I previously noted that the city always strives for unbiased policing through training and the adoption of best practices, all under the leadership of our new police chief, Wayne Hudson, the first African-American chief in Shaker's history. And while we acknowledge that our police officers can always improve, I want residents to know the Shaker Heights Police Department uses some innovative training practices. Here to provide specifics about that training is C. Randolph Keller, the city's chief prosecutor for the last 20 years. Thanks for joining me, Randy.
My pleasure, Mr. Mayor.
Randy, I know the Shaker Heights Police Department is committed to comprehensive, year-round, and mandatory training in the areas of bias-based policing, race in policing, and the protection of civil rights. I also know that our training has been acknowledged as some of the best by the National Commission on Law Enforcement Accreditation, the nation's premier law enforcement accreditation agency. Can you describe the types of training the department uses?
Sure. I've personally conducted training of all Shaker Heights police personnel since 2007 in all of the areas that you have listed. Since 2013, I've been developing and providing training with the help of John Cole, one of the department's commanders, who also is an African American and a licensed attorney. These training modules have included, among others, instruction on best practices for analyzing recent court cases where police conduct or misconduct was at issue, transparency and accountability, ethics and bias, and de-escalation, as well as in-depth case studies of every situation in Shaker where the conduct of the police may have been questioned. Another training approach is to use interactive and lively roundtable discussions. For example, we've held a roundtable discussion involving an attorney who represents persons who claim allegations of civil rights violations, a lawyer who often defends the police in such cases, a judge who was also a past president of the NAACP, and a Shaker Heights police commander responsible for internal affairs investigations. We've also brought together a discussion between a group of African American Shaker Heights high school students and several Shaker officers to facilitate honest and open dialogue about the concerns faced by young persons. We even required all police personnel to view Ava DuVernay's acclaimed documentary film, 13th, on the history of racial inequality with a focus on the disproportionate incarceration of African American males, and then afterwards discuss the issues raised in the film. The goals of our critical training have always been clear: to train all police personnel on the essential tools and policies, to recognize and avoid engaging in bias-based policing, to insist upon proactive, daily use of these tools and policies to combat bias-based policing, and ensure the protection of civil rights, and to encourage an environment of learning and meaningful discourse throughout the department as it pertains to allegations of civil rights violations and race-based policing. Thanks in large measure to these ongoing commitments to mandatory training, the Shaker Police have only received 5 complaints of bias-based policing in the last 3 years, and only one of these was substantiated, and it resulted in swift and appropriate discipline.
Thank you, Randy. This has been very helpful and informative. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. Be well.